Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where I'm here in Planetbase, the outer space building and economy simulation game where you land on various different planets and build viable colonies, hopefully. Let's see, I am continuing working on a challenge where I'm trying to get the achievement, the Hyper Challenger. As you can see, it's the last achievement that I have to get in Planetbase. And I'm doing that by going through the various different built-in challenges. So, the challenge I had started here in our previous video was the frozen cage, where I have to land on a frozen planet, build 3 radio antennas and consoles, and survive for at least 15 days. And, we've made an emergency landing here. So, we have to figure out a way to communicate with the universe at large to effect a rescue. Okay, so we need to get people back to work. The good thing is that we now have our sick bay up. I'm just debating here, what do I need more? We seem to be okay on food. I was debating recycling one of these pads in order to put down a medicinal pad. I'm just concerned about, see, it's either meal salad or meal basic. Basic meals will make the colonists sick over time, so I'm trying not to lose any of what we need in order to make that. But we also need to be able to make starches. Because unfortunately, now that we don't have a drill bot, I'm concerned about what happens when someone gets injured in the mine. We only have 2 workers, and we need them to be able to process the various different raw materials. So if someone gets injured, we'll need to be able to get the medical attention. Now we have 5 medical supplies. Whoops! In order to do that, all right, inside, please. Blizzards are frequent on this planet. Okay, I don't think we have anyone else on the surface, so we can go ahead and shut that out and kill the alert. Not that we need it, but might as well power down the mine. This will give them some time to focus on processing the ore that we have. Well, the one single ore. Yeah, landing pads and starports are disabled in this challenge. I have to make do with the colonists that I have. Unfortunately, we've had a had a death. Because we did have some bad RNG there. RNG always seems to hate me. just about done. Well, another concern is also we need to see about setting up a factory. Well, I guess we'll have to burn through our medical supplies while we can in order to see about getting the ore that we need to, because we'll need to be able to put up a factory and be able to generate spare parts soon. Otherwise, no, it's just a matter of time before we start having problems. As it is, they're going to end up using the spare parts that we have the moment I open that airlock, unfortunately. Of course, I could keep them cooped up in there for a little while. Make them process more bioplastics for me before I open it up. Of course, with the frequency of the blizzards, I don't necessarily have to worry about keeping them cooped up. The blizzards are going to do that for me. I was thinking that this thing was getting close to abating, but maybe it's going to take a moment. Alright, that's mostly okay. There goes that worker straight to the mine. I'm hoping that we don't have any accidents. Please don't have any accidents. I need ore. We need to be able to put up a factory. In fact, here, I'll choose a location for the factory. And it's going to be a small one. I mean, we're stuck with the personnel that we have. And we just need to be able to make some spare parts. So while the weather is good, we can at least get the materials staged. Oh, actually, you know what? We have enough to actually build the factory right now. What we're missing, though, is the materials needed to be able to put up the machinery so that we can make spare parts. And then, of course, we'll need to have a supply of metal and bioplastics in order to make those spare parts. So, we are depending on the mine. Now, hopefully the blizzard will give us a moment before it comes back. They are pretty frequent, and it is kind of random as to when they pop up. These colonists will be stuck on the surface for a little bit. They're not very fast. Now, they should be able to make it back even if they get caught in the blizzard, but I'd like them to be able to deposit their materials at the build site prior to having to head back inside. Because if a blizzard strikes and I hit the alert, they're going to just drop everything they have and make it back. Okay, good. The engineer was the one who put the last piece in place. So, that means that it's time for assembly. Now everybody else can safely get back inside. Now we just need to connect the factory. I wish we could do something about these meteorites. Now that's something that I'm a little concerned about. Now, meteorite defenses are available, but they're very expensive. But now that we have a factory, we could potentially make some in order to survive longer out here. Since we can't recruit any additional colonists since the landing pad and starport are disabled, if a meteorite happens to hit the cabin while everybody's sleeping, that's it. RNG will have just killed us. This challenge depends heavily on favorable RNG. And well, so far it has not been favorable, but at least we didn't lose a critical person like the engineer or the medic. But every colonist lost and every robot lost does make it harder. I didn't get the benefits of the construction bot and the drill bot that we had before the storms destroyed them. Okay, good. The ore has already been delivered. See, it's time like these that I start to get nervous. So you got meteorites coming down, and everybody's in this darn cabin. If the meteorite hits here and takes the top off this place, that's it. The challenge is over. I wouldn't be able to recover from losing this many colonists. It's kind of painful with the one that I've lost already. But we can still get by. It is a challenge after all, but RNG can make it a lot harder if it wants to. Oh, and just in case you've never heard that term before, when I say RNG, it's random number generation. So, I mean, the meteorites are falling randomly on different locations, and sometimes they just pick a place that's not very helpful. Same thing with the storms earlier. It was unfortunately random when storms would strike, and I didn't have the command center out to be able to compel the, well, suicidal colonists to actually come inside, and so they just stood out there and died. Well, robots too. That's right. And in order to put up meteorite defenses, not only would I have to be able to put up the actual laser, but I'd have to have a telescope as well. It's a lot of materials. Yeah, it's probably better to just go ahead and put up the radio antennas and get out of here. But I know that our spare parts are going to run out before we would be able to accomplish that, so that's why the factory is here. And the next thing that we need is a spare parts workshop. Okay, we have one ore, another one in progress. Now that ore will allow us to put up the spare workshop, but we'll need to have another one so that we can make our next set of spares. Whoops, and here's a blizzard, but you know what? Everybody's inside. Oh, well, except for this engineer here. Let's let him finish his work. Alright, everybody inside. Well, I could have probably allowed the worker to stay working in the mine, but I just wanted to be able to turn things off. Okay, so everybody's inside, and provided meteorites don't strike us, we should be okay. Okay, well, while we're indoors, we can at least set up that spare parts workshop. That sounded close. Somewhere nearby. Somewhere. Now the spares workshop takes one unit of metal and one unit of bioplastic and turns them into 2 spare parts. So unfortunately we don't have another unit of ore to turn into metal, so we can't fire up the workshop as yet, but we can at the very least be ready to have it, whoops, I guess this carry bot was carrying the bioplastic over and then broke down. Okay, then we can go ahead and power down. Since we don't have another unit of metal available, there's no reason to power the factory. Okay, looks like the storm is just about done, so here I'll fire things back up. I'm going to go ahead and put us on fast, since at this point we're just waiting to be able to generate enough ore in order to build things. Ugh. And all the while I'm hoping that we don't get hit. It sounds closer and closer. Yeah, that is closer. But it sounds like now they're moving away. Ugh. Please don't hit my base. I want to get this achievement. It's unnerving listening to that constantly. Okay, so we have another ore, but it needs to be processed into metal before it will be of any value to the factory. And that'll probably happen, whoops, during the next blizzard. Yeah, good. The ore is in there. Meanwhile, the mine is still busy. You know what? I'm going to let the mine continue to work. They're in there. Our worker is sheltered. Now, if he suddenly decides to come out, or she, then we'll go ahead and we'll call the alert and say, hurry up and get inside. I don't want anyone trying to dive out an airlock in order to service the solar panel or the turbine. Matter of fact, see, here comes a carry bot, and I know what it is. The carry bot is trying to pick up the ore that's sitting there, and I do appreciate that, but I don't want that carry bot going outside. Even though it would just be a short little romp through the ice, it would still be getting torn up by being outside in this. So. Well, at least the ore that's in here will get processed. And we still have 2 spares to go. Oh, and on the plus side, so far no one's been injured in the mines. I have a feeling that, well, I don't know if this is actually the case, but I wonder if they didn't turn down the RNG chance for injuries in the mines, because I've had some playthroughs where I land on a planet, and it seems like someone was getting injured in the mine like every 5 minutes, and it quickly consumed my medical supplies and caused a crisis. Okay, good. The engineer is getting to work making the spare parts. Oh, I guess the camera's not at a place for a good view. I was hoping to watch the work there. Guess the camera must be here. I wonder, is the camera always in the same place? Yep, I guess so. So right there. Okay, good. So we're about to get another ore. There we go, and we have our first set of spares. So we can go ahead and power down because we don't want all of the metal immediately going to spares. After all, our objective here is to put up, there we go, radio antennas. And it doesn't specify a size, so we'll go with the smallest. So since that's 2 units of metal for each radio antenna plus 1 unit to connect them, that means we need a total of 9 in order to be able to get off of here, plus whatever materials are required for the consoles. So it's all about ore now. Whatever you're doing, put it down. Yeah, you were taking one of our spare parts and going to use it on this turbine, which is still in good condition. There's no reason for it. This is something that's always been a source of aggravation for me with Planetbase, where I wish I could tell the colonists, look, I set the point at which we take the spare parts and consume them, because they want to go in and use them when this thing is only down, 33%. But those spares will take it from, 1% all the way up to 100. I would like a little bit more efficient use of it. Okay, we did empty the mine out, good. You know, when this next blizzard is over, I want to get both of my workers into the mines. Yeah, I know you want to grab those spare parts, but you can't. It makes me want to keep the thing closed. You know what? I think I will. Let's force them to process the starch and the ore that we have first before allowing them to go back outside. This will give us a little bit more mileage on our spares. Because what I'm trying to avoid is living hand to mouth, where every ore and metal unit gets turned into spares just to keep us going. The idea is to be able to make enough that we can put up these radio antennas. But the only way to do that is to get some extra work out of the mines, and we lost a worker, so I'm tempted to go ahead and shut down this processing plant as soon as the blizzard is over in order to get both workers into the mines. But I'd also like to get more mileage out of this wind turbine. Make them work for it, you know? Oh, that's right. I can fast forward. So we'll set our speed up as we await the blizzard's abatement. Ah, boy. Here come the meteorites. Yeah, remember me, Joe? It's like, yes, I remember you. Please don't take the top off anything here. Alright, let's see. You know what? I'll go ahead and relent. We'll open the door. Also, let's go ahead and power down the processing plant. We can get those bioplastics done later. We want the workers to go to the mine. Yep, that turbine's now at 100%. There we go. And now we have both workers in the mine. Because we need to be able to produce enough ore to stay ahead of the spare parts that we need to make in order to maintain our power generation. Oh, blizzard already, huh? Alright, well, you know what? I'll allow it. Go ahead and get inside. The intervals between blizzards are unfortunately very short sometimes. I mean, I think the exact interval is random, but sometimes it can be pretty short. Alright, now that the bot was able to pull in the ore, just want you to make sure that nobody else goes diving for that airlock. I'm content to allow the mine to continue to operate. Where do you think you're going? Just hanging out in the corridor, huh? It's like, psych! It's like the engineer trying to figure out, well, what am I doing? It's like, well, I hope you know. Ah, good. almost going to produce another ore. Yeah, it may be that we have to do it this way in order to stay ahead. Might have to work through the blizzards. Okay, where are you headed? Okay, going to airlock. Just let him go without the alarm. No one's trying to dive out the airlock, and this worker's already going to the location that I want them to anyways. Whoops, hey, where are you going? Better not be going towards that. Why? Oh, because, oh, going to work. Well, you know what? I will allow that. It might be what we have to do. Otherwise, we're losing productivity. I'm kind of gun shy. I mean, after having lost a colonist and a couple of robots, I'm very determined to make sure that nobody suicides themselves unnecessarily. Okay, wow, we were able to work through the entire blizzard. That's better. This is what we need to do in order to get that ore. We're on the 14th day, so if we had had the ore and put the antennas up, we'd be eligible for rescue by tomorrow, but we need to see about getting some more there. Yeah, I'm worried that they're going to want to waste their spare parts already. It's like, no, just mine the stuff. I wish I could tell them. It's like, well, maybe I have a way to do that. It's a little crazy, but here, I'll shut the solar panel down. This cuts our power generation, but I have a feeling the wind's going to pick up. But this should also cut down on this thing getting chewed up. Because we only have 2 spare parts left. Try to make them last. Now the good thing is that we've got plenty of ore inside, which means we could force the colonists to stay indoors for a bit and process these things into metal. Yeah, stay away from that airlock. You don't need to be going outside. Having that bot go out, but at least it's a quick zip in and out. Okay, what I'm especially watching for, and that is my cue. was watching for someone to run to the airlock with our spare parts. Alright, we can kill the alert now that everybody's inside. So here's my thinking. Here, let's go ahead and reactivate. So the wind turbine is now down at the threshold where they want to use our spares to repair it. I don't feel that that is necessary. Not yet. So, actually, you know what? Since the sun is up, generate power here with this solar panel, which is still in good shape. I can kind of alternate our power generation. Whoops. Yeah, we'll just run out batteries. I want to get this ore processed into metal, so we've got 1 unit on the surface and 6 inside the base. I'm also trying to extend our spares by powering down the solar panel and the wind turbine. So we're just running strictly off the power collector right now. Hopefully a meteorite doesn't hit that thing because we only have one, and if it goes, then we're in a lot of trouble. I don't think meteorites come down during blizzards. Yeah, as you can see, I don't think the condition gets any worse while these are powered down, so at least I don't think they do. So I'm just trying to make those spares last as much as I can. Meanwhile, the power collector seems to be doing a good job. Maybe I should have been doing this earlier, kind of feathering the power generation in order to extend the spares. Yeah, because there's no reason to tear up these units if we don't have to. I mean, they have to operate at least a little bit, but they don't have to run at 100% all the time. Okay, we just have the one. Oh, actually, I thought we had an ore on the surface. I guess it was picked up. That's right. I think the carry bot brought in the last one. So, no, all the ore is inside the base, which means it's ready for processing. Great. No, I should keep an eye on the power level. Once it gets below a certain point, we'll go ahead and reactivate everything regardless. But these seem to be holding while they're powered down, so I've never actually tried this before, where I just power down these things in order to extend the life of my repair supplies, but now I'm thinking, I should have been doing that all along. There are situations where you just don't. Oh, and now the sun's up. Let's go ahead and recharge. So now it's going to head the other way. There we go. Yeah, because we were generating a lot more power than we consumed. Now at this point, if they have their way, they'll jump out that airlock and take both of our supplies for repairs and use those spare parts on the solar panel and the wind turbine. And I kind of prefer that we not do that until it's absolutely necessary. Since we're currently generating more power than we use, I can run these things in a degraded state and still keep the base going. Alright, let's go ahead and down you go. So we're back to running on whatever the collector has. But meanwhile, we are getting stuff done. Yeah, I know. The engineer is aggravated. It's like, but I want to pick up the spares and go outside and consume them. It's like, not yet. Not yet. I need more bang for the buck for those. Because I'll be honest, you know, when one of these power generation facilities is at, you know, 66% durability and they run outside there with a set of spare parts, I really feel cheated, you know, because it feels like a waste. Like I said, they can take these things from 1% all the way up to 100. There's no reason to allow the engineers to waste them like that. We still got more to do here. Oh, the wind's dying. Better turn this thing back on. It's still a ways before the sun comes up. Okay, good. Even the wind turbine by itself is enough to power us. So we are charging. Yikes, that sounded close. Yeah, it was close. You know, it would be nice if in Planetbase 2, when... Okay, good, the meteorites are falling more over this direction. If the meteorites created new deposits, that's a feature in another game called Surviving Mars, where meteorites falling is a good thing, provided they don't hit you. Oops, let's go ahead and power this down because it's not going to work so great in a blizzard. Let's go ahead and we'll finish powering up the collector, and once it's at 100%, then we'll cut the turbine off. Said we want to get this ore processed. Okay, so after this blizzard, we're going to open the airlock, and that way we can shut down the processing plant, force both the workers back into the mines, and go get more ore to process. We're going to need it. Okay, I hate doing this because I know that darn engineer is going to consume everything. So we'll go ahead and turn off the processing plant. Also, this thing is nearing... Now it's going down because I guess the wind is dying. Well, plus it's also in a degraded state. I'm going to go ahead and just power it off completely. You know what? Speaking of power, yeah, we can shut down... I've had the sick bay up all this time, just in case, and we have not needed it so far, so... hope you're happy, using up all those spare parts there. I wish we weren't. Oh, do we have 2 engineers? I thought we only had 1. Refresh my memory on our crew complement. 2 workers, 2 engineers, 2 botanists, and 1 medic. For some reason, I was thinking we only had 1. Please don't hit my cabin. Okay, yeah, we've run out of spares. Now, we do have metal available, and we're probably going to have to make some spares. But I'm going to do my best to keep these power generation facilities from being degraded any more than necessary. We're going to lean very heavily on the power collector. We're going to hear that alarm, or that prompt. We've run out of spares for quite a while here. Speaking of which, let's see, what's it going to take for our radio consoles? Oh, they're all going to take 1 bioplastic and 1 metal, so I need 12 metal in order to be able to get out of here. We have 8 so far. Yeah, I hate for this bot to go out here like this. Oh! Let's go ahead and power up. Let's go ahead and bring everybody in. Shoot, the bot went out there and we didn't end up getting anything. Yeah, I need to watch power. Alright, well, we can at least get some processing done. Now, although we could have 12 units of metal here, I have a feeling that we do need some more spare parts, so I'm going to get at least 1 more ore into the processor there so that we can make a couple more spares, and that'll probably be all we need in order to get rescued. Command center online. That way we can at least get the consoles built, and then after that we just have to put up the antennas. The good thing is that we have all the bioplastics available, Well, and we have the metal we need too for the consoles. Then we just have to have enough metal processed and ready to go for the radio antennas. I want to try and have all the metal available for the radio consoles, because I would prefer not to, make one, then have it sit there, and then another one, and then have it sit there, because they're all drawing on the grid. I mean, I could probably power them down. It just says that I have to build them. It doesn't say that they have to be manned or powered. But, just in case, I thought it'd be best to, what we'll do is we'll get all the metal that we need, and then as soon as the blizzard is done for, be able to just click build and then have them all thrown together. Hopefully. Oh, sun's going down. We don't have a lot of power here. I mean, we are generating it, but hopefully the wind doesn't die. Not for a bit. I probably shouldn't have let the power get as low as it did. We're really relying on that wind turbine now. And there goes the wind, of course. Just as night hits, to make sure that we don't get any benefit from that solar panel. Okay, good. All the consoles are up. Go ahead and power down. We want to extend our power as much as possible. And as much as I hate to do it, that means probably shutting down the processing plant. Yeah, there's no wind. Just using power for essential systems until the sun comes back. Come on, wind. Heck, we can power down the canteen. Nobody's eating right now. Oh, and let's power off the mine. Well, we're still losing power, but at a decreased rate. Let's go ahead and speed it up, and we'll see whether we make it or not. It looks like the wind is going to play with us. It's going up and down, up and down. And with everything shut down, we should be able to make it until sunrise. There we go. Which means we can start to bring these other services back up. finally have an injury. Let's go ahead and shut down the mine. Well, actually we don't have to. We do have medical supplies. Medical come by and help with that traumatic injury. And back to work. Go ahead and keep the processing plant power down. So we need you in the mine. On the plus side, we have just about enough metal here in order to get everything done that we need to, that we're not likely to need to make any medical supplies. We should be able to get off the planet, hopefully, fingers crossed, before any additional injuries consume the medical supplies that we have left. I'm hoping that if RNG will give us a break, we can get that ore mined and get out of here. Okay, we're at 100%. Just about. So that means we can shut down the power generation. Like I said, we're trying to conserve the fact that we don't currently have any spares, and if I can, I'd like to avoid making any more. Let's conserve power wherever we can. I learned a lesson. I have to keep an eye on the power levels. Might as well generate some power. After all, we have the blizzard going here. The sun's about to come up. Let's go ahead and refill the collector. This should be enough. So here, we'll grab one more ore, just as a safety margin, and then shut the mine down. Alright, so from here on out, we need them to work in the processing plant and make us some metal. Okay, shut that back down. Wind turbine is just going to have to make it. Oh, great. Nobody's going to bring in this ore. Guys, come on. Oh, because the storage is shut down. That's why they're letting it pile up on the surface. Actually, maybe that's not a bad thing. You know what? There's no reason to tear the bots up on the surface while we still have ore that can be processed. And yeah, there's still quite a bit of ore to process. Losing the light. We're going to go into the night here. Yeah, there is lots of metal to process here. Let's see if we can do it. Yep, and night has begun. Alright, so we need to choose locations for our radio antennas. I'm trying to get them as close as I can so that it's not that far a walk for the colonists. I'll put one over here too. Oh. And we can power that off because we're not using the sick bay. Oh, the wind is dying, and so is our power. We're in trouble. Oh, but here comes the sun. We'll rely on the solar panel. Oh, did they process everything that they had inside? Great. Well, then you can go and get what's outside. Oh, again with the blizzard. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, they want to take all the metal to the build sites. I appreciate that, but what we really needed was to bring the ore inside. Now, I can't have them running around in a blizzard killing themselves. Well, it's still generating power. And we need the power, so I'll go ahead and I'll leave that on for now. Let's see, how many do we have in here? 2 more. kill the alert as long as the airlock is closed. Alright, so we're at the 22nd day, so we've met the criteria for surviving for 15 days, despite meteorites and frequent blizzards trying to kill everybody. Of course, I say that. Watch, I'm jinxing my base. All it takes is one good meteorite hit, and this could be all over. Please don't hit the base. Oh, it's getting close. Yeah, that's right. They keep wanting to take things out to the construction sites. I appreciate that, but I really wanted them to pull in that ore. Come on, yank the ore inside before another blizzard strikes. Yeah, now the turbine's getting really degraded. Oh, here it comes. Here comes our last radio antenna. Maybe we are... And we are done! All objectives completed. Now we can proceed. Alright. So that was the frozen cage. Woo! That's a little bit more exciting than I was expecting it to be. Between RNG and maybe some of my bad decisions, maybe that was more exciting than it had to be. So, next time, we'll be going on to the Dark Moon before, and then after that we have to go through the Freeman Chronicles, since they're considered built-in challenges as well. So, we have 4 challenges to go to get that final achievement. But I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see you next time here on Joseph Preventebio's PC Gaming Channel, where I have more fun in Planetbase as we take the Suicidal Dark Moon Challenge. Where we basically set up a colony, and I put on my hat of evil HR representative and con a bunch of people into coming to a terrible planet. See you next time. Are you still here? I mean, show's over. Okay, I'll admit it. I love the soundtrack for Planetbase. I never get tired of listening to it. And I hate cutting it off there, so I just wanted to listen to the Planetbase theme before going. uh, Call me a softie for a good theme song. Yeah, or, well, theme music, since there isn't any singing in Planetbase. I'll see you next time.